Hey lawyers, I want to give you this tip that if you're working with your marketing company or someone designing your new website or working with an SEO team or in-house team, one thing I want to give you this tip that's going to save you hours and hours of being frustrated. Let me tell you what it is. First, hi, my name is Jordan Molesky and I'm the Director of Operations with Social Firestart. So one of the things that we deal with our clients all the time, or a lot of the times, and we also deal with internally with our own developers, is something that's called caching. And what caching is if you go to a certain website over and over and over again, a lot of times you're going to see you may not see the changes that actually show up on that website. There's so many cookies that you're seeing the same website essentially over and over again. And it can be what's called a cached version or an older version of that said website. So say, an example of that would be, if you asked your web design company to add something to the website and they tell you it's done, and you go to the website, you look and you don't see anything there. Well, you're frustrated. You're like, why isn't it there, right? We have clients emailing us about that sometimes as well. But you got to understand that sometimes it's just what's called caching. Your internet caches. So what you have to do in order to make sure you are seeing the most up-to-date version of your website, and again, to save you tons and tons of frustration, with your marketing company or with your web developer, or your IT team, so you guys aren't kind of going back and forth with emails or calls wondering why they're, not doing their jobs, right? You want to always make sure that you're looking at your website in a fresh browser. So say if you typically look in just say Chrome, maybe next time look at your website in Safari. Other thing you can do is clear your browser cache, and that's basically clearing your browsing history. The other thing you can do is look in an incognito window. Now, here's another trick, and here's another tricky step to this whole thing. Sometimes there's also browser caching within the website itself, right? Now, your website development person can actually clear this, but this is the really tricky one. Sometimes there's sometimes there's caching within your actual internet modem. Now, your internet provider, right? So this is really tricky, and the reason why is because this is not something that you can just clear, unless you call them and wait on the phone for 20 minutes to an hour and go through all that. Very frustrating, and honestly, probably not going to do it. So you can also have caching from that, where not doing everything else I said doesn't matter, and you're just going to have to wait it out a few days. I've had that because of sites that I'm on constantly. And the way that I combat that, and the easiest way to make sure that you get proof that changes that you want to see made are made, simple. Just ask for evidence. Ask your internet marketing company, ask your IT people, ask your web designer, whoever's working on something that you want them to do, ask them just to take a quick snapshot, send it to you with proof. That way that what you're asking to be done is done. And I promise you, this is going to save you hours, if not days, of frustrations going back and forth with email, going back and forth with calls, on the verge of firing these people because you think that they're not essentially doing their jobs, when in fact just a simple caching issue that can be resolved just by, like I said, either going into a incognito browser, clearing your cookies. If that doesn't work, just getting a simple snapshot from the person making the change, just proving to you that the change was made, and then there's no issues. So that's my tip. Thanks.